If you got a Chevy truck and it takes forever to crank, and then it finally cranks, this is gonna help you out. We're gonna get it solved right now because it is annoying. Woo boy, that is a mighty fine specimen today. That is a mini cat-eye Chevrolet. Low miles, guaranteed to last you. If you can get her started up, cranked up first crank. All right, let's see how many cranks it takes to start this bad boy up. Oh yeah, plenty of keys. Don't y'all worry about me. You ready? Boom, first crank, easy peasy. Let's check out. We got good oil pressure. Our coolant temp needs to come up a little bit, and we're charging good, that's good. No check engine light, no panic light. Let's see how it's running. Yep. Oh yeah, she's running good. Running real good. Real nice light. Real nice. First crank. Y'all are watching this because you got a first crank that ain't cranking, so we got to get you crunked up, because once you get crunked, then you're going to be running much better. So, something else to note, we're going to pop open the door, take a look. Come in here. Now you have, of course you have your ignition switch in here. It goes up under here. Here it is, right here. And yeah, these go bad. You'll turn the key. The whole truck won't even start. You might want to start there too if you think that's the problem. You know, I have seen that. I've come in these trucks after changing the ignition switch out, turn the key, nothing happens. It doesn't start at all. That's why put a new ignition switch in here. We're good to go. I'm sure y'all have tried that at this point, but I'm throwing it in there. Vortec. All right, I took the cover off, but it's a Vortec V8. 4.8, 5.3, 6.0. This happens to be a 5.3. So, first things we're gonna check are, make sure you have a fresh battery. I know, it's dumb. You've got a good battery, trust me, I know. Make sure the battery is good first. Make sure there's no corrosion on these side post terminals. The corrosion can be hidden under the connector, so you gotta make sure that's good. Battery, I know. It's self-explanatory. We're gonna start from scratch, I told you. We're gonna get to the bottom of this right now. So the next one I want you to check is, we are going to check the fuel pressure right here. This is a Schrader valve. You unscrew this, and we're gonna hook a gauge on here and check our fuel pressure. While we're turning the key, we're gonna have someone turn the key, and we're gonna watch the gauge. And I'm about to show y'all how to do that. We're gonna watch the gauge, and we're gonna make sure we have at least 50 PSI while we're running. Chances are you don't have fuel pressure. I mean, that's really that simple. You're gonna see it. It's gonna be 25, 0, 35, whatever, I don't know. 10, it's not gonna be 50 PSI at least to get this engine started, and you're gonna have to do a fuel pump if you find out you have low fuel pressure. Okay, now your fuel pump goes bad all the time on these trucks, and what'll happen is it'll cut off on you on the side of the road, and then it'll have to cool down to restart. I've seen that a lot. So when that happens, you know, you have a problem that needs to be addressed with the fuel pump, and you're gonna have to change the fuel pump out, or you have some kind of wiring problem that's bad. Something's wrong with the fuel pump. I've seen it before. You run the truck 2 hours, leaves you stranded on the side of the road, let it cool off, it'll crank right back up. Once it's cool, not once it's hot, has to cool down. Even overnight sometimes I've had to do that. Even with this truck, fuel pump's bad. So, start with the fuel pump. Test it out. Don't just swap it out. So, if you determine you have low fuel pressure, get a Delphi fuel pump. I've covered this a ton. Get the Delphi fuel pump and swap it out. Okay, you don't want to be doing this twice. You don't want to be left stranded on the side of the road. Now, if you come over here, there is a wire. Yeah, on these trucks. Oh, right there. Here it is. Right there. So here is a wire on the frame right here. Now this wire might fix it all for you. If you gotta come down here and you see that it's all corroded and damaged or broken, and this goes to the fuel pump. This is the ground for the fuel pump. If this is bad, you're not gonna have any fuel pressure up at the fuel rail, and it's gonna cause a no crank, a no start condition. We're talking about no start conditions, not no cranking. Cranking is the engine turning over. This means it won't start. This one right here, you might just fix this up. And you know what? It might fix your problem because this is the ground that provides power to the fuel pump. So you got to get it cleaned up. Go look for it on your truck. This is an Avalanche. You know, they moved them around. On the driver's side right here, on the Silverado, it's the same. Get up in there, look for grounds. They will be right up in here too. You're gonna wanna make sure they're not damaged and they're in good shape. All right, so I wanna clarify real quick. We're talking about a no start condition, not no crank condition. No start condition means you turn the key and it cranks over, but the engine doesn't start. Now, a no cranking condition would mean you turn the key and nothing happens. So that's a different issue. They can be similar, have similar, you know, ways of solving them. Right now, I am specifically focusing on turn the key and the engine doesn't fire, but it turns over. Next up, we have the camshaft position sensor right back yonder, right back there. I'm going to show you this. Here it is. It goes right in the top back of the engine. Now, this is known for the second crank. You know, if you go, doesn't start, crank it again, doesn't start, or, you know, cranks on the second crank. Typically, they say it's because the computer can't lock on to the camshaft position sensor signal. So, camshaft position sensor, you're gonna have to get a new one and just swap it out. So now I have seen on these trucks, camshaft position sensors go bad and then the truck just won't crank at all. Like it'll run fine one day, go out there the next day, won't crank. Camshaft position sensor can be bad. You're gonna get a new one. We want Delphi or AC Delco. I have gotten those brands and put them in here brand new and the truck still won't crank. I have to go get a different sensor. I don't know what it is. You don't have to relearn it. Don't get the cheap sensors. It will not work well for you. AC Delco. I personally prefer Delphi sensors on these GMT 800 trucks. At this point, get a new sensor and just drop it in, reach your arm back there, swap it out. Truck should crank right up. That's they call it, like I don't remember what they call it. Second crank, and then it you know, starts. Turn the key once, doesn't start. Turn the key again, then it'll start. They say that's the camshaft position sensor most times. In my experience, that is true. New camshaft position sensor will get you fixed up. A lot of guys like to mention the crankshaft position sensor. Yeah, you can swap that out too. I do that last. Honestly, fuel. Check that first and the camshaft position sensor first. I've come out here and had batteries that just didn't have enough charge to get it going. It is what it is. It happens to the best of us. But crankshaft position sensor, you can do that too, but you got to do a relearn. It's kind of a pain. You got to have the special scan tool. I wouldn't start there if the truck has a long cranking condition. I really wouldn't. I check for fuel, you know, and then you can even check for vacuum leaks, stuff like this. If you still are having a hard time with it running properly, once it's running, you're gonna wanna check for vacuum leaks, the intake manifold gaskets, things like that. So that's my top 3 for my no start condition on your Vortec V8. Bubble Eye, Cat Eye, Avalanche, Silverado, you know. Suburbans, Tahoes, and whatnot. 4.8, 5.3, 6.0. You gotta have good battery, good fuel pressure, camshaft position sensor. That's my top 3 for the no start condition. Long start condition on these trucks, or no start condition. So there is one hidden little ground wire you also want to start with on these trucks. If the ground breaks, it'll lose ground to all the coil packs. The thing won't start at all. You'll get no spark. So if we take a look right here, we're gonna have a black in here. Oh, where is it? I don't want to mess with it much. My truck's running great. We're gonna have a black wire in there and it's ganged together on the other side over there, that coil pack. Now it'll come down. Very difficult to see, guys. You're gonna have a ground. I'll get you a shot of it. You're gonna have a ground right here on the side of the engine block. Okay, it's got the main battery ground on here, and it also has a small wire on there for the coil packs. If that breaks or is corroded, the whole truck will not start. You will get no spark, you lose all spark. Guys have been known to back tap the black here and come up to here. Not the cleanest solution, you know. Ideally, you want to fix the wire that's down there, that's bad, and then it'll start right up. So if you got electrical spark condition, that's why. Fuel related, fuel pump, you know. You can see where I'm going with this, but yeah, that one little black wire, there it is. The black wire on here goes to the ground, and then you'll get a no start condition. You can look up the pinout. It caused me troubles before. I wanted to share that one with y'all. Let's move on if you don't have that problem. So I'm throwing out some tips today. Get in there and check all of it. Check it all out. Leave no stone unturned. This problem will be stranded, guaranteed, if you leave it broken like that. We gotta do something with this thing, man. Sitting under here under the pine trees, getting all that sap on it. I gotta pull it out, get it pressure washed up. I've never had a long crank condition on this thing. We'll pop the hood. Everything's the same, you know. It's the same setup, same, but different, but still same. Yeah. Oh yeah, the mice, they love it. They love it. That's another one too. They'll chew up your wires in a heartbeat, leave you with that problem. So we gotta pull this motor out of here. 4.8 V8. Never had a long cranking condition on this truck, honestly. The electronics are better on these newer ones up to like 07. They refined them in my mind. You know, the like 03 and stuff, they were kind of like half manual fans, half electronics. They were kind of half-assed. And then on the 06, they just, you know, refined all the electronic stuff. Anyways, that's beside the point. So this is a 4.8. Camshaft position sensor is back there. Now that camshaft position sensor is the same as the other truck. Never had to swap it out on this thing. 160,000 miles, no long crank. I did have to do a fuel pump because it wouldn't crank on me. You know, the fuel pump stopped working, and that caused a problem. So we did have to do a fuel pump on the 4.8 Vortec V8. But same thing if you got an 06 battery. Camshaft, the ignition switch, I had to change that out on this thing. What else did we mention? Crankshaft, possibly. Fuel pump, definitely, most definitely. Then you got the little ground wire down there, and you want to look for rats and mice because they will do this to your engine and cause tons of problems. Yeah, where's the cat? Let them loose on the cat eye. So that's another story. Leave that cat eye, and we need to get some new cat eye lenses or clean these up. Chevrolet. Oh man, I gotta pull the whole engine out. It's like 30 degrees out here. We're gonna have to wait till it gets a little hotter. Bye for now. I'm gonna get in there and get it fixed. Don't you worry. Let me know down below what year, make, and model truck y'all got. Hopefully we can find a common occurrence between everybody commenting so that we can see, yep, this is the most likely cause for this. So that's it for the video today. You got a long cranking condition. It doesn't start up first crank like it should. Check all these things, you know, you'll get it fixed. Process of elimination, start here. These are the most common culprits. Help get you fixed up. I'll check you on the next video. Don't forget to drop me a huge thumbs up down below. Don't forget to subscribe down below for more Chevy truck content in the future. I have plenty more videos where this one came from. Later.